All right, let's talk about artificial intelligence. It's a term you hear everywhere, right? But what is it, really? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and break down in simple terms how this stuff actually works. So let me ask you something. Have you ever stopped to think about how your phone unlocks just by seeing your face? Or how Netflix is just spooky good at recommending the exact movie you're in the mood for? Well, the answer to both is this invisible force that's all around us, AI. Okay, so to really get how AI can pull all of this off, we've got to strip away all the sci-fi stuff and get right down to the basics. What even is AI? At its heart, it's actually pretty simple. AI is all about giving machines the power to do things that, usually require a human brain. Things like learning, reasoning, solving problems, recognizing things. It's all about making machines smart. So, how do we give a machine those smarts? Well, it all starts with something called an algorithm. And honestly, the best way to think about an algorithm is just like a recipe. It's a list of step-by-step instructions that tells a computer exactly what to do to reach a specific goal. But here's where it gets really, really interesting. The secret sauce of modern AI isn't just about following a recipe someone else wrote, it's about learning to write its own recipes. This is the big aha moment, and it's all thanks to something called machine learning. This right here shows the huge shift. In old school programming, a human had to write out every single rule. If this happens, do that. But with machine learning, we totally flip the script. We don't give the computer the rules. We just give it a ton of data and let it figure out the patterns and the rules for itself. So, for example, instead of a programmer trying to code, a cat has pointy ears and whiskers and a tail, which would be almost impossible. We just feed the AI thousands and thousands of pictures of cats. It looks at all of them, starts to see the patterns, and eventually it just learns what a cat looks like. No explicit rules needed. Now, the most powerful type of machine learning takes this whole idea a step further. It's called deep learning. And the amazing part is that its whole structure is inspired by the most complex computer we know of, the human brain. Deep learning uses what are called neural networks. You can picture them as layers of digital brain cells, all interconnected. When you feed it some data, say a picture, it passes through these layers. The first layer might spot simple edges, the next might see shapes, the next combines those into an eye or a nose. And with every photo it sees, it tweaks its connections to get better and better. It's literally learning and improving on its own. So this AI student doesn't just have one way of studying. Depending on the job it needs to do, it actually uses 3 different learning styles. First, you've got supervised learning. This is basically learning with flashcards. We show the AI a bunch of examples that are already labeled. This picture is a cat, that one is a dog. Then there's unsupervised learning. Here, the AI acts more like a detective. We just dump a pile of unorganized data in front of it, and its job is to find the hidden groups and patterns all by itself. And finally, there's reinforcement learning. Think of this one like playing the game hot or cold. The AI learns by just trying stuff, and it gets a reward when it makes a good move and gets closer to the goal. Okay, so now that we know how it learns, let's bring this all back to you. Because this isn't just theory in some computer lab. The truth is, AI is already completely woven into our everyday lives. I mean, just think about it. The spam filter in your email, that learned what junk mail looks like from millions of examples. Those Netflix and YouTube recommendations, that's an AI finding patterns in what you watch. From the chatbots you talk to on websites, to the fraud alerts from your bank, to the way your phone's camera makes your photos look better, it is everywhere all the time. So if you remember one thing, let it be this. AI isn't magic. It's not some all-knowing consciousness from the movies. It is, at the end of the day, a very, very powerful tool that is built to do one thing really well: learn from information. And that leaves us with one final, pretty important thought to chew on. If these incredibly powerful systems learn from the data we give them, from our photos, our online searches, our conversations, then the real question we need to ask ourselves is, what exactly are we teaching it?